Hello, my name is Jacek Figuła. I'm so happy to be with Billon, and I'm so happy to be able to actually introduce to you this company, to introduce to you Robert, the co-founder, and Bogusia, the product leader that we will have today as guests.
A decade ago, the birth of Bitcoin inspired a single question: what will be the future architecture of financial services? A decade later, we now look beyond Bitcoin. That original inspiration spawned dozens of different protocols and hundreds of pilots around the globe. At Billon, we too were inspired, but to work with banks and embrace current regulations. We want banks and non-banks to redesign their business models with everyday currency. We are pleased with the result. Since 2012, Billon solved roadblock after roadblock. Our new DLT architecture is a high-performance architecture enabling money transactions, document sharing, and identity management. Did Billon create one of the best DLT platforms in the market? Our clients think so. Join us and find out.
My name is Jacek Figuła, and I'm here with Robert Kałuża, a co-founder. Billon has been established in 2015, but it was much before that Robert and Andrzej, a second co-founder, has thought about blockchain. Why was this, Robert, that blockchain was so interested, and why did you think about establishing a company around this idea?
We wanted to solve the problem of micropayments. That was the first problem that we introduced, where no matter what is the size of a payment, it would still make an economical sense. Therefore, we developed a system, a blockchain-based system, that allow to transact peer-to-peer between the users without any intermediary in between. The goal of doing this, there are many blockchain projects, but the main goal was to fit into the regulations that are on the market. So we did it accordingly to e-money regulations, what allow us to obtain our own licenses to work within the existing banking ecosystem. This ability to democratize payments was later on spreaded to data, where we can now on-chain process all the data documents for digital transformation purposes. And still this regulatory compliance is still in our DNA, that we always try to solve the problem with the regulatory compliance coherence.
So this is fascinating because Bitcoin arrived in 2008 or 2009, and then you immediately picked it up and you thought about implementing Bitcoin type of system for regulatory reasons in order to provide people a natural way of peer-to-peer data or token or value exchange.
Exactly. That is what we try to achieve and prove that it's feasible not only technologically, but also regulatory, business-wise. The system is up and running since 2017, where we obtain our first license in United Kingdom.
So exactly 2017, I joined you, and we started to talk to customers about the solution. I remember when we first implemented the payment system, we had a license in the UK, then we had a license in Poland. Now we are serving customers with a payment system commercially, but we decided to spin this off. We decided to sell this entire facility to a third party. Recently, we've announced a deal with Mobilum. So now we focus on data exchange or documents exchange. So why is it so?
Why is it so? Because data is a huge problem. We believe it's a value for all of us, especially with the new technology revolution approaching. We need to protect our data, our documents, and we again believe that you can do it without of any intermediaries, any data processors in between. And that is the capabilities of a blockchain that we used to implement that. Imagine the situation that right now, whenever you are signing anything digitally, there is a big brother that observes what you are doing. We don't like this approach. We truly believe that every one of us should own their own data.
And this is what has been achieved, and it is commercially working.
It is commercially working. It is being used by large customers, very large companies. The largest of them is Tauron, which is the second largest utility company, roughly around 4 million customers. And what we want to provide to them is ability to digitally sign B2C contracts. So where blockchain is the medium, the channel to deliver them and to store them. We did it in the way that is, first of all, GDPR compliant. I think a very unique capability of our system is that we implemented right to be forgotten on blockchain. But it's also compliant with the regulation of durable medium, MiFID II. So all of those regulations that are touching the data processing are embedded in our protocol.
So I must say this is very much encouraging, because we started to build this system before anybody thought about these concepts. Now we know that this is very a la mode, that we talk about Web 3.0, we talk about self-sovereign identity. This is something that the industry has picked up. But that was back in 2017 when we started this idea, and when this is currently up and running commercially.
I must admit that I'm thrilled that there is other big parties pick up the concepts that we implemented back then. I believe the biggest project that actually does it is EBSI, European Blockchain Service Infrastructure Pre-Commercial Procurement, where it's an EU-based project, EU Commission-based project, where the goal is to implement a system that is based on a blockchain architecture, with the ability to exchange the data and documents between the member states, with the aspiration level to provide the blockchain-based services for everybody in EU Commission. Obviously, there is a lot of problems to be solved. They started with the open blockchain called Hyperledger Besu, and very quickly realized that it does not fit all of the requirements. Performance, privacy are the only few challenges that they need to overcome. So back in 2021, they started a tender where they invited all European companies from that area to propose a new architecture for future. Billon was among 7 winners. And then I like to say the Hunger Games started. So it was delivered into few phases. Out of each phase, 2 of the people the companies were cut off. So first 7, then 5. Right now we are in the final 3, together with other companies, IOTA out of Germany and Chromaway out of Sweden, where we jointly together are designing the future distributed architecture for Europe. But I don't believe it is possible to have a situation where it's not a loss of the ring, one ring to rule them all, right? You need to have multiple systems with the different capabilities to work together. So that's why we want to integrate and build the interoperable multi-chain approach together with those 2 companies. And EPSI as a governance process on top of the 3 technologies.
So you're saying that there are technology work that Billon is doing, and this is perfect. Then we are doing the digital currency, digital cash system that we recently sold to Mobilium, and commercially working documents and data exchange with the large companies. And now I understand that EBSI has proposed to use this system across the entire Europe for a supply chain application or digital product passport, eco-friendly reporting.
That's exactly the use case that we have built during that project. Although I must admit that it was much more challenging. It's probably the most challenging project Billon was participating in, with the really big aspiration level to verify the capabilities of each technologies. And I think we have a great successes during that project. First of all, we proved that our system is fully scalable. For that purposes, we have built a very large environment that was mimicking a European network. So roughly around 20 servers. For each one of them, we assigned a country. And there was network delays exactly as they are in Europe between those servers. We then established an environment with roughly around 5,000 nodes and tried to demonstrate or test what's the maximum capacity this system can hold. And I must admit that the result shocked us as well. We reached 530,000 digital product passport per second. To give you a scale of that, it's 2 billion product passports per hour. I believe it's a world-class result. I haven't seen a technology with such a large number of processing. And at the same time, we managed to hit the very low power consumption levels. Digital product passport is supposed to resolve the sustainability issues, those eco-friendly issues, rather than create new ones. So you need a technology that does not burn too much energy. And we proved and break the myth that blockchain is a power consumptive system. One DPP took 0.23 nanowatts hours. I mean, 1 nanowatt is 1 millionth of a watt.
This is very difficult to actually imagine and grab, but I understand that this perfectly compares to a traditional IT systems, which are more expensive or more power consumptive or less green than the blockchain that EBSI has implemented. Correct?
Exactly. I gave you only a little flavor of that project. We need to prove our system is flexible, scalable, secure, that it can work with different use cases, and at the same time build the use case you mentioned, digital product passport, and show it how to use our system to EBSI experts to evaluate us. So on top of that, I think we innovate quite a lot during that project. We've built a new smart contract based on JavaScript. We don't like the word smart contracts. Somebody told me that is neither smart nor contract. Therefore, we prefer to call it loadable layer 2 code rather than smart contracts. But also we proved that our system is capable of providing quantum-proof cryptography within it. Obviously, it's not something to be implemented now because it has a lot of issues with the performance, the quantum-proof cryptology. But it shows that our system can adapt to all the security aspects or challenges required.
If I listen to you, I have an impression that we talk about blockchain, but actually this is completely new IT architecture. It's not blockchain itself. It's a distribution. It's the, as you said, loadable, what?
Loadable code.
Loadable code. It's a sovereign identity concept with the way that the identity is managed on the end user device. So that is a combination of so many mechanics and tricks which are in IT so much important to actually privilege the user and give him or her a data access that they need without this intermediary, right?
You're exactly right. Although I must admit that all those new concepts bring also a challenge of adoption. because there is so many issues tackled within our architecture, then sometimes it's very difficult to convince our clients to really implement it because it raises a lot of questions, why and how it works. I think you are the best person to answer, focusing on those commercial aspects. It's somebody to convince to better architecture. But the new one, it's still a challenge.
So I would take this moment to invite our product leader, Bogusia Cebelińska-Woźniak. And thank you, Robert. It was a pleasure to have this discussion. Robert Kałuża, a co-founder of Billon, and Jacek Figuła, a commercial officer.
Planet is affected by several problems. One is plastic waste, which is responsible for over 70% of the plastic produced today. Another is electrical waste, where millions of tons of appliances are thrown away each year without being recycled. These are urgent issues. The European Union is introducing new circular economy regulations with specific and strict requirements, such as use of recycled materials, providing detailed information to consumers and regulators, monitoring the treatment or disposal of post-consumer waste. The blockchain-based digital product passport developed by Billon is an end-to-end provenance and traceability solution. It enables digital recording, sharing, and tracking of product data from the manufacturer to suppliers, consumers, and even to recyclers and the public sector. Advantages of digital product passport: accurate and indisputable documentation of product origin and DLT, securely storing product documents digitally, and sharing them quickly and efficiently. Product passport auditing: access the full set of information stored on the DLT for audit purposes. This is a secure, transparent, and fast solution that provides security for companies and consumers. Our system allows you to meet regulatory requirements and brings financial, image, and promotional benefits. The unique features of our blockchain make it far ahead of other solutions. High performance: it can produce over 1 billion product passports per day. Energy efficient: at least 2.5 less power consumptive than other energy efficient blockchain solutions. Access rights management and automated provisioning, providing fast and flexible onboarding process for new participants. A system that guarantees the security, immutability, full availability, and easy sharing of data and documents throughout the supply chain. Digital product passport: it's simple, more blockchain, less waste with Billon.
Robert has made a very good introduction to the technology, to the idea, to the concept, and the way it is implemented, the capabilities and the performance. Now let's switch to how to sell, how to productize, how to make this technology beneficial to the users, to the commercial users, but also to the individual customers.
Today, while global trade goes digital, 65% of the global supply chain still relies on paper flow. It's time for a change. Billon created an ultra-secure enterprise DLT architecture to record immutable trade documents and contracts. Throughout the entire supply chain, we enable a single source of truth for digital documents with send, store, sign, and share capabilities available to each party. With built-in KYC and cryptographically secured identity management, we ensure regulatory compliance. We connect via APIs to existing systems, providing ongoing efficiency for minimal expense. Billon's DLT system reduces cost by well more than 40% for every party in the chain. We designed it for speed and performance, and with millions of documents being published per day, we are ready to work at scale. We already partner with large enterprises who introduce our technology to banks and insurers, and we ally with government authorities and financial institutions. We are ready to make international trade truly digital. Check us out. And one more thing, Billon's DLT architecture processes money on-chain, so we can easily extend the solution with settlements in national currencies and offer a unified supply chain platform.
Bogusia, Welcome to our podcast. We have just discussed with Robert, the co-founder, about this amazing technology and some projects that we do. Now, you joined Billon the same time that I did in 2017 around, and you had this incredible challenge to actually explain these capabilities that the technology bring into the project, translate them into the project, explain it to the potential customers, etc. You've immediately decided to go to documents and data exchange.
Right. Thank you, Jacek, for invitation. True, TDM, which we call it, it's Trusted Document and Data Exchange. It's our commercially available solution, which we built on top of blockchain platform. And it allows a series of capabilities. It allows for document sharing. It allows for e-signature. It gives confirmation of receipt and delivery of documents. It validates data and documents. It gives you the capability of identity verification. So on top of this very complicated blockchain technology, which is frustrating to explain to individuals or to companies or to businesses which wants to use our platform, we decided to build on top of it very well-known functionalities which can be used broadly in many sectors. And this is what we did on TDM. So we did this documents exchange and signature platform. It is now used for B2C businesses. Especially in 2022, we first implemented it for the CE largest credit scoring bureau, BIC. Then we followed with implementation of the solution for Tauron, which is the largest energy provider, and they exchange energy contracts between company and the individuals. So yes.
But no,
sorry,
I didn't mean to interrupt. But just to say, because Robert was saying about this identity management, which is one of the element of, you said this identity verification. But I understand that you decided to go further and to integrate with identity providers, like the national identity providers, with the identity verification tools, automatic identity verification tools.
Yes.
It seems to me that you focus on privacy very much.
We focused on privacy, regulatory compliance, and usability of the platform. So we knew that for any business to use our solution, we had to deliver them a platform which will support identity verification and validation. And as we don't do it ourselves, but we build our technology with the ease of use for implementing other providers of trust services, like trust service providers for e-signatures, trust service providers for e-delivery, trust service providers for identity verification. So, as I said, for the very complex technology, we build this easy switches, APIs, which allow to integrate many useful solutions for documents management.
So if I look at these applications that we did, this digital cash, this documents and data exchange and sharing, I start to like more and more the digital product passport, but also the broader supply chain implementation, because this is a very close to the nature of blockchain. Blockchain, it actually takes the ownership of the data and transfers this ownership from one owner to another owner, from one identity to another identity. This is how the digital product passport is implemented, right?
Yes. So let me step back. Once we build the TDM around B2C functionalities, then we realized that it's a perfect solution for B2B2B use cases. And for example, supply chain is a perfect example where blockchain capabilities can be fully exposed and appreciated by the businesses, because it allows to share data and documents in a transparent and secure way between many parties which we very often even don't know each other, but they need to trust each other in data and documents they exchange within the business process. So this is where we see also Digital Product Passport, a perfect use case for this complex technology.
I've heard the word trust. Should it be the keyword for the implementation of these products that you do?
I think trust and also transparency, because with trust and transparency, then the businesses makes much more sense and are much more reliable.
So what is you think, the nearest future? How easy or difficult it is to convince the customers to use such a technology?
I think that it's becoming easier and easier, because we hear about blockchain and blockchain solutions beyond crypto use cases quite often right now. And especially European initiatives like EBSI helps to promote blockchain technology as the technology for enterprises and for businesses. And I think that also the idea of Web 3.0 is something which will push forward the implementation of blockchain into our real lives.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
And thank you everyone for listening to this podcast.
Thank you.